I thought my neighbor was just lonely until the police asked about my garage. I moved into my house 3 years ago. Quiet suburb, decent schools, nothing special. The kind of place where everyone waves but nobody actually knows each other. Except my neighbor, Carl. Carl was in his late 60s, retired, lived alone. He brought over cookies the first week I moved in, said he liked having good people next door. He talked a lot, mostly about his late wife and how empty the house felt without her. I felt bad for him. Over time, we settled into a routine. I'd help him carry groceries. He'd watch my place when I traveled. Once, when my garage door broke, he insisted I park in his until it was fixed. It felt neighborly. Normal. That's where I made my mistake. About a year ago, I started noticing weird things. Carl would ask very specific questions. What time I left for work, when I usually got home, whether my girlfriend stayed over often. I brushed it off as loneliness. Then one night, around 2 a.m., I woke up to the sound of my garage opening. I grabbed my phone and checked the camera feed. Nothing. No movement. The door was closed. The next morning, my garage smelled off, like damp metal and something sour. I figured maybe a raccoon got in when the door malfunctioned earlier that week. I didn't say anything. A month later, Carl asked if he could store some boxes in my garage temporarily. He said his attic stairs were unsafe, and it would only be a few days. I said yes. He moved in 3 large plastic storage bins, the kind with locking lids. He joked that they were just old clothes and paperwork. I didn't open them. A few days turned into weeks. Every time I asked about the bins, Carl had an excuse. He'd get them soon. His back hurt. He was waiting on help. Then one afternoon, a police officer knocked on my door. He asked if I knew Carl. I said yes. He asked if Carl had access to my garage. That's when my stomach dropped. The officer explained they were doing a welfare check related to a missing person case. A woman in her early 40s who'd last been seen a few months ago. Carl's name came up because his car had been spotted near her workplace multiple times. I told them about the bins. They asked me not to touch anything and to step outside. Within an hour, my driveway was full of police cars. They opened the first bin. I won't describe what was inside. I still can't talk about it without feeling sick, but it wasn't clothes. The other 2 bins were worse. Apparently, Carl had been using my garage late at night while I slept. The malfunctioning door wasn't broken. He had a remote, one I didn't know existed. The police later told me he'd been planning to move the bins again, probably to avoid suspicion. My garage was just a temporary hiding place. Carl was arrested that night. When they searched his house, they found journals, detailed notes, names. He'd been watching people for years, tracking routines, learning who wouldn't be missed right away. I wasn't a victim. I was a convenience. The part that messes with me the most is this. If I had said no to the garage, he would have just found somewhere else. If I had checked the bins earlier, I don't know what would have happened to me. I moved out 2 months later. Sometimes I still wake up at night thinking I hear my garage door opening, and I can't stop wondering how many times he smiled at me while knowing exactly what he'd left 10 feet from my kitchen.